So now that we've talked about design, it's important to talk about the installation. So every snout installation pretty much follows the same sequence. You have an empty structure. Again, this could be a rectangular structure, it could be a round structure. And you empty the structure, the snout's trial fitted up against the structural wall. And then you mark where you want your anchor bolts to be positioned. And then you drill the holes for the anchor shields. The anchors are set into the structural wall, and then the gasket is put on the back of the snout, and the snout is then bolted to the structural wall. I think that the learning curve on snout installation is pretty quick. While the first one may take an hour, typically experienced installers are putting a snout in on an average of every 15 minutes to 30 minutes. Now, the really large snouts, they may take a bit longer and they may require more than one person. But for the snouts up to a 30-inch size, typically, one person can actually do the installation. You may need a person at the top of the structure for safety or to hand the installer parts and tools, but it's a pretty simple installation practice. Key installation points are these. Every snout comes with a factory installation kit, and that installation kit with the gasket, the PVC anti-siphon vent kit, the anchor shields, the stainless steel hardware, that's what you should use to install the snout. We provide installation instructions with every snout, and we also provide an installation inspection report. So if accessories like bioskirts or trash screens or turbo plates are part of the installation, that can also be checked to make sure that that was part of the proper installation. So we recommend that the installation checklist be used for inspectors on site, and absolutely use the factory supplied installation kit with every snout or accessory that BMP provides. So now we've installed it. We obviously specified it, designed the structures. Maintenance is important as well. Most maintenance is done with a vacuum truck. And basically, when a sump hits a less than a half full condition, that's time to schedule maintenance. For instance, if you have a 4-foot deep sump and you're coming up on 2 feet of material in that sump, it's already past time to schedule maintenance. So it's important to stay on top of it. One way to estimate when you're going to need to maintain your structures is over the first year after the installation's in service. Monitor how much rain you get and how much material you get accumulating in the sump of the structure. And that way you can predict what a good maintenance cycle will be based on rainfall, because it's really a rainfall function more so than it is a time function. So that's important. And then if you have bioskirts in the structures, they can be wrung out. Only about a third of the bioskirt will be showing, will be floating above the water when it's saturated, when it's full of oils, and then it can be wrung out, and that's important. All of the maintenance information is available in our maintenance document that can be downloaded from the website. Keep in mind, when you have a structure with turbo plates or stainless steel trash screens, they are going to capture much more pollution. So they'll require closer monitoring and more frequent maintenance, because the whole idea of those components is to increase your pollution capture. So keep that in mind when specifying turbo plates and stainless trash screens. Maintenance document. A maintenance document is available for download on the website at the resources page. We provide a recommendation for monitoring as well as maintenance actions. We're going to go over those actions now. First, monthly monitoring for the first year of a new installation after the site has been stabilized is a recommended practice. Measurements should be taken after each rain event of 1/2 inch or more, or monthly as determined by your local weather conditions. We want to check the sediment depth and note surface pollutants in the structure, and that will be helpful in planning the maintenance going forward. The pollutants collected in the snout-equipped structures will consist primarily of floatable debris and oils on the surface of the captured water and grit and sediment on the bottom of the structure. It's best to schedule maintenance on the solids collected in the sump when the structure sump is half full. For instance, if you have a 4-foot deep sump, it's best to schedule your maintenance when no more than 2 feet of material collects on the bottom. That's when it's time to call the vacuum truck and clean it out. Structures should also be cleaned if a spill or other incident causes a larger than normal accumulation of pollutants in the structure. And again, maintenance is typically best done with a vacuum truck, especially for the sediments collected at the bottom of the structure. If bioskirts are being used in the structure to enhance hydrocarbon capture, they should be checked on a monthly basis for the first year and serviced or replaced when more than 2/3 of the boom is submerged, indicating a nearly saturated state. Assuming a typical pollutant loading environment exists, bioskirts should be serviced annually or replaced as necessary. To extend the service life of a bioskirt, the unit may be wrung out to remove the oils and then washed in an industrial washing machine with warm water and a mild detergent. The bioskirt may then be redeployed if the material maintains its structural integrity. A maintained bioskirt can last for several years. Each bioskirt can hold about 1 gallon of water. In the case of a spill of oil or another hydrocarbon, the structure should be checked and serviced, and the bioskirts, if present, should be replaced or serviced immediately. All collected wastes must be handled and disposed according to your local environmental requirements. To maintain the snout hoods, an annual inspection of the anti-siphon vent and access hatch are recommended. Simple flushing of the vent or a gentle rodding with a flexible wire are all that's needed to maintain the anti-siphon properties. Opening and closing the access hatch once a year ensures a lifetime of trouble-free service. The only other recommendations we would have, for instance, for turbo plates would be to remove any trash or debris that might be hanging on the plates, and rinsing with a hose is really all that's necessary. We spent a lot of time designing our new website, and there's a lot of information there. And I think one of the most important things, if you're using the site to actually size a snout or choose a snout, it's important that you choose the structure shape. And by that, I mean, is it a round structure with round walls like a manhole, or is it a structure with flat walls, like as in a box? So choose the structure shape and then hit apply. It's important to hit apply when you make your choices. The other thing that's important is when you then have a list of snouts, or if you go right to the products page and you'll have to choose flat structure or round structure. But when the parts appear, then click on the actual part that you're interested in, and then you'll get the pricing and all of the different downloads. The part details and the specifications, both in AutoCAD and PDF, will be available. But you do have to click on the part, and you do have to choose your structure shape. You can also choose accessories, split snouts, specialty snouts, etc., just pertaining to what sort of part you're looking for. So click all the right boxes, choose the structure shape, hit apply, and then when the snouts appear, make sure that you click on the part you're interested in for the pricing and all of the downloads. Other website tools are available, include the search function on the side nav bar. We also have live chat that is typically manned during business hours. If it's not, you can leave a message and someone will get back to you as soon as a live person is back in the office. One of the most important sources of information on the website is the resources page. Each one of the green tabs that you see on the right, if you click on them, there'll be a drop-down list, and a variety of information will be available, including the specifications for all of the different parts, also design and maintenance information, snout sizing, performance data, installation instructions, case studies and papers, hydraulics, including a spreadsheet that will show you head losses for a variety of pipe and snout combinations, information on site design, references and adopt a snout form, support PDF files, application schematics, CAD files, that would be all the drawings that are in the DWG format, information on US origin, quality and sole sourcing. You can download a copy of the PowerPoint presentation. There are links to video files. There are drawings for the standard snouts, for the flow restrictors, for the split snouts, for the small diameter snouts, for the HD or heavy duty snouts. There are drawings for specialty snouts, turbo plates, riser sections, stainless trash screens, and PDFs available for submittal attachments. All of this information is available on the resources page, although it can be found elsewhere on the site as well. BMP has been lucky to get a lot of coverage of our devices used in a variety of applications. I think people like simple, low cost, cost-effective devices. We had a cover story on Municipal Magazine and their waste and water management issue. And BMP continues to appear in the media. And we're always grateful for that sort of attention. So if you Google BMP snout, you'll see a number of articles, and there are also links on our website to a variety of stories that you'll see in these publications. So there again, we've been around, and we certainly appreciate the coverage that we get, but sometimes it's helpful as a designer to share who else has used the snout, and maybe here's a story. So if you'd like links to some of these stories, they're on our website, or you can contact us and we'll let you know where the snout has appeared in a variety of national media. Follow and like Best Management Products on social media. We're on both Facebook and LinkedIn, and we post every week to provide you with the latest information about the company and to offer design options. Myrtle Beach, South Carolina is a very heavy user of snouts, bioskirts, trash screens, what have you. They have probably close to 750 snouts in their system, and a number of them were specified for a variety of projects. A typical installation is a 3x4 or a 4x4 structure with an 18-inch pipe or a 24-inch pipe, and pretty much every structure you see in Myrtle Beach that has snouts in it is capturing a significant amount of pollution, as these two pictures show. The picture on the left is the 30F snout covering a 24-inch pipe, and on the right is a 24F snout with trash screen and bioskirts. It has been a major pollution removal component of Myrtle Beach's overall plan for many years now. Another interesting design that they use in the Myrtle Beach and Surfside Beach area is they'll use perforated pipes for infiltration, because the soil is very sandy, so it infiltrates quite a bit. But they also have a fairly variable and high water table, so the water level rises and falls. So they'll have perforated pipes on both sides of the structure, and they use snouts on both sides of the structure to keep the trash and debris out of the infiltration galleries, which are basically 15 and 18-inch perforated pipes. So you will see in many structures snouts on both sides, because inflow and outflow comes both ways with these perforated pipes due to rain events and seasonal fluctuations of the water table. So it's kind of a neat idea, and again, very successful for them, and a really great infiltration practice that keeps all of the trash and the debris out of the infiltration galleys. Also in Myrtle Beach, they have some of the biggest snouts that we make, and they go in big structures. DDC Engineers on Myrtle Beach has retrofitted a 200 cubic feet per second ocean outfall with a gross pollution removal system using snouts. Upstream, they use 24F and 30F snouts. And then downstream, the final structures, they're using a 96 FTB snout and bioskirts. These structures went into service in 2013, and the work was finished in May of 2014. And an event in 2014 had a 3 inches of rain in 2 hours, and the structures performed flawlessly. There was no flooding. All the material was captured, and it was really quite a trial by fire event. But the design worked as planned, and the city has been very happy. And DDC Engineers continues to use this sort of design for large outfalls around the southeastern United States. There's a project being designed currently for Florida at this time. One case study example is the FedEx distribution facility in Middletown, Connecticut. It had more than 100 structures with snouts. The 55-acre site served FedEx ground distribution and used snouts from the sizes of 30R all the way up to the 52RTB72, as you can see somebody peering at in the picture on the left. These were used primarily to provide pre-treatment and also for primary water quality for the site. It was an ongoing project that took nearly a year to complete, and BMP was very happy to work with FedEx on ensuring the water quality for their site. 2 30F split snouts were installed end to end for a retrofit to replace a corroded perforated screen. The original screen was made out of galvanized pipe, and it was drilled to allow flow and keep trash out. Obviously, the pipe was rusting and failing. It was almost completely failed. The contractor used a clever corrosion-free solution with snouts that covers an outlet pipe that flows to an underground detention system in Montgomery County, Maryland. The 2 30F split snouts were bolted end to end to cover that outlet pipe, and then drilled with the according number of holes to make sure that the appropriate flow rate could be maintained. Using this fiberglass solution, a trouble-free life is ensured, and corrosion is going to be a non-existent problem for this application going forward. Montgomery County, Maryland has replaced several corroding galvanized pipe trash screens with split snouts throughout their facilities. The proof is in the pudding. Here we intentionally put 2 structures in the same site about 50 feet apart. One of them had a sump, the one on the right, with a snout, and the one on the left just had a sump. Basically, the inlet without the hood shows fairly clear water, no oil, little trash. The structure on the right was identical, except that the snouts covered the outlet pipe, and you can see it stopping trash and oil. And also the amount of sediment captured was dramatically increased too, because the flow dynamics in the structure changed with the addition of the snout. So here's kind of a simple test. This site was in West Valley City, Utah, and Utah happens to be a state that uses a very high quantity of snouts, and it keeps their beautiful, pristine waters clean out there. Well, that's pretty much the presentation, and we're happy to answer any questions by email. Contact us at bmpinc.com, or you can contact me directly at tjm@bmpinc.com, or give us a call at 800-504-8008. You can get a hold of me or our chief engineer, Matt White. Will be happy to help you with any of your installation or design questions. And we sure appreciate your focus on structural stormwater quality improvement. We now invite you to watch the following video from American Environmental Review, which was shown nationally on PBS and various local stations around the country.
American Environmental Review is a national platform where nature and technology meet, where protecting and preserving our precious resources takes center stage, where the spotlight seeks out and shines on the environmental innovators. This editorial series, featured on public television, takes an inside look at the outdoors, explores how the decisions we make today impact each of our tomorrows. Best Management Products Incorporated was handpicked as a featured guest because of its commitment to the environment in which we live.
Hello, I'm Morley Safer. We're learning more each day about how fragile our environment is. In this story, we take a look at one of the newest developments helping us to take better care of it.
Heavy rains and storms cause many dramatic effects on our environment. Out in the fields, they nurture soil and replenish thirsty crops. In urban environments, they have a cleansing effect as they wash down our streets and sidewalks. And while much of that is considered positive, pollution-laden storm water runoff carries a negative toll on a fragile environment.
It used to be that when we talked about stormwater pollution or pollution to surface waters, we were talking about the effects of industry or agriculture. But today, the problem is urban environments. The enemy is us. And stormwater pollution is becoming one of the #1 problems in the United States, but specifically in urban environments like South Florida. It's fertilizer from urban lawns, it's road debris, meaning copper, oil, gas, it's paint, it's walking your dog in the wrong place, it's anything that you really don't want to end up in your water supply.
In North Miami, Florida, where heavy rain is commonplace, much of the stormwater runoff is channeled directly back to lakes and other waterways.
What happened is over the years, with the buildup of the trash and the debris, all these lines were clogged and were causing severe flooding in low-lying areas of North Miami.
It's in catch basins like this that city stormwater managers hope a recently installed hood device will help capture contaminants before they spill into inland waters. The pollution control apparatus, developed by Best Management Products, helps enhance the filtering of storm water. The device is designed to help street crews retrieve toxins right at the sewer head.
The snout is a vented hood that allows oil and floatable debris to be captured on the surface of stormwater and sediment and heavier particles like grit to sink to the bottom. The water exits the structure from underneath the snout hood, which is below the floatable oil and debris and above the sediment. And the pollution in the structure, like the sediment and oil and debris, is later removed by a vacuum truck or some other mechanical device that takes the pollutants away from the structure and allows it to be treated accordingly.
With the installation of the snout baffle, it has actually improved our water quality and also prevent the trash and debris from ending up into our storm sewer system.
Similar cleanup efforts are underway in cities throughout the country. It's one of the ways municipalities are trying to meet federal clean water standards.
There are new EPA guidelines that go into effect in 2003 called EPA Phase 2. And it's part of the National Pollution Discharge Elimination System. And it requires municipalities to clean up their stormwater. Now those municipalities also have to make sure that water quality is safeguarded. So our nation's waters can be fishable, swimmable, and drinkable, which is the entire focus of the Clean Water Act, which was promulgated in 1972.
We get between 50 and 60 inches of rain a year. Stormwater pollution in this type of environment is deadly. And the sooner we start addressing these issues from urban areas, the better off we're all going to be.
Under the pressure of tight fiscal constraints, many municipalities are looking for more effective ways to clean up stormwater runoff. Simple technologies are now available to meet the important challenge public health officials say we can no longer afford to ignore.
Next time, we'll discover more innovations that help to protect and preserve natural resources. Thanks for joining us.
Best Management Products was born out of the need to come up with some simple, common sense solutions to deal with stormwater quality issues around the nation. Communities are being forced to meet new stormwater quality regulations from EPA NPDES Phase 2. One of the biggest problems municipalities have is finding information on stormwater quality. Our website is really a great source of information on stormwater quality issues, on the SNOUT stormwater quality system, and we link with EPA pages and other useful sources of information that can help the end user comply with stormwater quality regulations. It's no longer optional for municipalities to deal with the stormwater quality issue. It's now going to be required. They're going to have common sense, straightforward solutions to able to deal with that issue. I mean, who doesn't want clean water? Clean water is one of the things probably most important to an environment and the community. And hopefully our simple, straightforward designs can help municipalities comply.
The need for a unified effort to nurture, renew, and protect the planet has never been more compelling. Therefore, once again, American Environmental Review extends a special thanks to the companies and organizations that have risen to meet today's environmental challenges. This has been a presentation of WJMK.